So here we go then, DJI Pocket4P. So I've had the Pocket4P for a little while now. I've been using it and I've been loving it so far. Now, both of these are very similar. The question is, which one is better? So now let's get into the details of both the cameras. So probably the first big thing about the Pocket4P is the fact that the image quality is slightly better than the Luna. So DJI claims that this has 17 stops of dynamic range, which, you know, for such a small camera like this is really good. Now, if we compare storage capacity, the Luna has 47 gigabytes of internal storage just alone without an SD card, and the DJI Pocket4P has 103 gigabytes of internal storage. So the Pocket4P has took the win there. So if we have a look at image quality, we can see that they both look pretty similar. Obviously low light performance is very similar as well, because they are basically the same camera. There's just minimal differences and minimal different hardware differences that are in the cameras. Obviously things like internal storage, user interface are all different. But if we have a look at just the fact that they're both cameras, you can see that really they're not really that much different. Obviously the Luna can shoot in 8K as well, 8K 30, which is really nice for such a small camera like this. The Pocket4P can't shoot in 8K. So to be honest, 8K isn't really necessary. Like, it's cool to have, but for example, if you're going to be using it for YouTube, then you do not need 8K at all. So the Luna can actually shoot up to 6 times lossless zoom, which is really nice, whereas the Pocket4P can only shoot up to 3 times lossless, but 12 times digital. Obviously they both have the same AI tracking capabilities. The fact that they're just different names doesn't mean that they're different. They both have pretty good tracking capabilities. They both have a 3-axis gimbal as well, which is really nice. For me, this is where I prefer the Luna. So the Luna has actually a detachable screen, which is really nice. So as you can see, the detachable screen just adds like that little bit of thing, and you can actually just completely use the camera without touching it. For solo content creators, the Luna is definitely better. This really sold it for me for the Luna. And also you can use it as a microphone. So they also both have up to 4 hours of battery life depending on what you shoot in. Obviously with the Luna, if you shoot in 8K, then you will not have as much battery life. It'll probably just drain it a little bit faster, but battery life is pretty much the same with both of the cameras. Sorry about the wind. You know what, one thing I have noticed with the Mic Pro is the fact that this little wind muff doesn't actually protect it as much as you'd think. So you will need the bigger wind muff for the Mic Pro. Just a little thing I thought I'd say. But anyway, let's talk about the accessories that both of the cameras have. So the Pocket4P has a couple of accessories I just want to show off. The first one is this. This is the fill light, and well, I don't know, it's just pretty cool to have. All you do is put it onto the back of the camera, like so, and it's turned on straight away. So there we go. Just a nice little thing for if you're filming in the dark, you've got a nice fill light to have. And yeah, just really cool little thing that they've added. So the Pocket4P does have D-Log 2, which allows you to get that 17 stops of dynamic range, and it allows you to just mess around with color grading a little bit more with the Pocket camera. The Luna has iLog, and there isn't really much difference. Just for the average user, you won't really notice a difference. But shooting in iLog for a professional, then it will make a big difference. Just the fact that you can go into post and do a lot of different color grading options. So if you do end up buying the creator combo for the Pocket4P, you get some pretty cool ND filters, very nice case, just really nice, good quality DJI accessories. And they do work really well, they're really easy to use. So yeah, those are the ND filters for the Pocket4P. It's actually, they've done something quite interesting with taking it off of the, like taking the lenses off of the gimbal. It's quite easy to use. You struggle the first couple of times doing it, but once you've done it once, it's pretty easy to do. I do prefer the Luna though, just the fact that it's magnetic and you just like tap it on. It's really just probably much easier. For user experience, the Luna's still winning for me. But I was talking to my dad earlier about this, and I mean, DJI compared to Insta360, DJI have got a lot more experience with pocket cameras, and I do think it's just a lot more polished than the Luna. However, for the first generation of the Luna Ultra, it's really good. So now let's just talk about the couple of accessories that I have for the Luna. One thing I also like about the Luna Ultra, and the fact that Insta360 have done this, is the fact that it comes with a little case. Now these pocket cameras, they are quite sturdy, but for like traveling and stuff, it's really nice to have a case. Now, DJI don't really do a case for the Pocket4P. They did do one for the Pocket 3 and the Pocket 4 because it fits the same, but they haven't done one for the Pocket4P. I don't really know why. Probably something to do with cost maybe, but it is just a nice thing to have, and that is why the Luna is obviously a little bit more expensive as well. It's just a bit more, feels like it's a bit more of an upmarket camera. But anyway, speaking of the case, I've got a few lenses inside of the case. The first one that I want to talk about is the wide angle lens. Now this thing is really nice for vlogging. So the wide angle lens, well, say no more, it is a wide angle lens. All it does is make the field of view wider, and it's just really nice. Compared to putting the lenses on the DJI Pocket4P, the Luna just feels a lot more easier. All you do is you pull it off and like so, and you flick it back on, and it's just nice and easy to use. So yeah, that is the first lens that I would definitely recommend you get. So the other things that I would recommend for the Luna are the ND filters. Now with this one you get ND4, you get ND64 and ND16. Make sure you got it on the right way. There we go, and it does that. So the ND filter just adds that nice film motion blur effect, lowers the exposure a bit on a sunny day, and just adds that really nice feeling to the Luna Ultra. And also, I think the ND filters on the Luna Ultra look really cool. Same with the Pocket4P, to be fair. But the Pocket series ND filters just feel a little bit more upmarket. They feel better quality. But I do prefer how it works with the Luna. So both of them have their pluses and minuses. Just wanted to quickly talk about user experience and also the user interface. Now for me, the DJI Pocket4P feels a lot more polished, especially like the menus and stuff. It's just a lot easier to use. However, I like the overall body of the Luna Ultra. Just the fact that you have the little zoom toggle so you can zoom out and in really easy, just adds that nice feeling to the Luna. And the fact that you can detach the screen. Now this has never happened on a pocket camera before, and this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen on a camera in a long time. So for me, this probably sells the Luna Ultra for me. Just the fact that you can take this off and film, and it also has a microphone on the screen, which is really nice. I don't know if it's just me, but I do find that zooming in and out with the Pocket4P is just a lot harder and just feels a lot more like I have to put a lot more effort into doing it, when really you shouldn't have to put a lot of effort into doing it. You should just be continuous easiness and just being able to use it easy. But overall, it does still feel a lot more polished than the Luna. But once again, both cameras are used for different things, and obviously the price tags are different. But overall, they're both really good cameras, and I would recommend both of them. I would definitely say if you're thinking about getting a Luna, just remember that it's the first generation of this camera. So there is going to be a lot more improvements from Insta360. And also DJI, they're well known. We know they make good cameras, so we know it's going to be a good camera. For me personally, I do prefer the Luna, just the fact that it's a lot easier to use. But obviously with the Luna comes a higher price tag. And obviously, if you do want to get the Pocket4P, then it is still a really good camera. Image quality is the same. Everything else is basically the same with both of the cameras. There's just there's positives and negatives. There's positives and negatives for both cameras. And yeah, I'd leave that up to you to decide. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below, as it really helps my channel grow. And we will see you in the next one, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.